Hey guys, how you going? So just updating with another video. Second one, which I wanted to do just on some Icelandic resources. There's not a lot of stuff online that's really prevalent or out there for Icelandic because it's sort of, well, there's not, it's a lot more of a kind of a low down, kind of low key language that isn't in such high demand as languages such as French, Chinese, and German, and because it's obviously spoken by such a smaller number of people in comparison. But if you have a look, you can find a lot of good resources. Most of the stuff I found is through just intensive searching online for some good stuff. At the moment, the only thing I have is Scandinavian Phrasebook, which I found after, again, extensive searching in South Australia, in the state that I'm in. This was the only one in the entire state, in everywhere. I mean, excluding obviously maybe people who've already bought them, but I had to order it, or otherwise I would have had to have ordered it via Amazon, and I think it said it was about it was $100 or something for this, so I wasn't going to pay $100. But luckily, I found him at Unibooks, which is a bookstore at uni, and I went there and I got it for $11. So that's pretty good, and it's good because it covers Danish, Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish, Faroese, and Icelandic. Obviously, I'm only really using it for Icelandic and Norwegian, but yeah, it's good for obviously just a bit of first exposure to language. I've never seen, I've never had a look at Icelandic really, and but yeah, it's quite good. The only problem is the pronunciation. I find with phrase books, the pronunciation is the biggest thing, because obviously trying to find resources for spoken Icelandic, and obviously not having an accompanying CD with the book, it's difficult to get my head around pronunciation, even with the pronunciation key, because I find that a bit frustrating. But all in all, it's actually a really good resource, so I'm using it, but only just to kind of have a basic start. I've ordered Icelandic for Beginners by, I think it's Hippocrene language books, which I heard is the best resource for Icelandic in a book. The only downfall is it's only 14 chapters long, but obviously, getting a good basic kind of grip on the language is, people have recommended to go straight to Hippocrane's Icelandic for Beginners. There's also a Teach Yourself Icelandic and a Colloquial Icelandic. I heard the colloquial was quite good. I'm not sure about the Teach Yourself. I haven't seen any reviews. I think there's a few reviews. I said it was chucked, and it was all around the place, and they didn't really like it. But I suppose as a language learner, you do your best with you have your own strategies for learning, so you incorporate that. But for me, I just decided to go with Hippocrane's Icelandic. There was a guy on YouTube who said that it's good because it has a slower and a more well-rounded introduction to Icelandic grammar and the case system, and because I've never studied Germanic language, like German, I haven't looked at the case system yet. I mean, I already know all about grammar in the sense of in Romance languages, but obviously just getting my head around the case system. So I haven't done that yet. So that's one thing I needed to get the book for. So I got it on Book Depository. I got it for $40. And it was more expensive on Amazon, but I like Book Depository because they will mail it to you for free, so there's no shipping cost. So that should be here in a few days. So I'm looking forward to that one to get ready, and obviously I'll post some videos about the progress I'm making in Icelandic as I go along. I've just written down some other ones that I've found. So Oxford University, I typed in for an Icelandic English Oxford Dictionary. Um, as far as I know, it does not exist, but there was a link. There's links on the website, which I'll put in the description, to places where there's good resources for Icelandic. So I found a website called Digital Dialects, which is kind of just it's like a children's sort of website, just with basic introductions, numbers, small vocabulary. Um, as far as I know, there was no pronunciation key. Oh, sorry, there's no audio, which I didn't like. But still, I suppose it's good to, if you want to just see some vocabulary and maybe learn it that way. Um, but the best one I found was the Icelandic online dictionary, which I think anyone learning Icelandic would agree. It's, if you don't have a dictionary in hand, or you haven't got the money to afford it, obviously the Icelandic online dictionary is the best. It also has readings there, so bilingual readings, Icelandic to English, English Icelandic, which I found are really helpful, especially for my reading strategies, translating between and learning vocabulary and context that way. So I'll be using that one. I don't know if everyone's familiar with IE Languages. Jenny, she's got a website called ielanguages.com. She has lots and lots of languages. She's actually in Adelaide now, at University of Adelaide doing her PhD. I haven't been able to meet her, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, but she has a really great website with lots of resources, and she has an Icelandic resource there. It's mostly about grammar. There's no audio as of yet, but still what she's actually given is a good introduction to the grammar, and there's some vocab on there as well. And I have looked at that, and I think it's really good resource if you're not sure, if you didn't know of any. It's a good one to check out just for some on the grammar. And of course we have RUV, the radio, Icelandic radio. You can watch the news on RUV. And also they have a lot of podcasts, which I've started to download to put on my my iPod, whatever, to listen to, and I find that's good for extensive listening and watching. For at the moment, but also for good output. For some good input for Icelandic when I don't have much audio at the moment available. RUV is the best, and their podcasts are really, really good. And also I've started Icelandic Online, which I'll put all the description for every all the websites and stuff in the description. But I've started Icelandic Online, and that is, I think, the best resource online for Icelandic. So it's all in Icelandic, which is really good. So you go through phrases. It's like a normal online introductory course to a language, but for Icelandic, it's just priceless. I found my pronunciations actually just started. I was pronouncing things wrong, and then the second I got on there, I heard the Icelandic pronunciation correct, the correct Icelandic pronunciation, and I'm finding it a very, very good resource. I was only on there yesterday, but I wasn't writing any vocab down. I kind of just was on it, and I was just going crazy, and I went through a few levels. But I'll definitely go back and check it. It's free, which is really good. So you just sign on, completely free. They do have something that's in the sidebar. It's called the Plus program, where I had a brief look at it, but you can, you send email, and I think it was about 40,000 Icelandic krona, which I think is 333 American dollars. It's up and around triple digits. I didn't do a currency exchange for Australia, but it has it on the website, so it was quite expensive. And it's an intensive program they do online, where you can have a tutor. And I think they might be able to talk, and it's a lot more intense with homework and other things, which I think, if I had the money to do it right now, I probably would. And they've got another program starting in October. This one starts August to October, and then they've got one starting October to December. So that's when I'm not at uni. I would definitely do it if I had the money, right? But I think for me, I'd rather just work, especially with Icelandic, just at a basic level on my own. I like to work alone. When they have A1 and A2, so common reference for what's the common reference for European languages. They have level A1, A2. I don't know how much further that will go, or if there's other ways. But I'm sure if you're on the Plus program, or you're doing it, or you're used to, or you know about it, you could probably find out how to do more. But that looks like a really good resource. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the last one I have written down is Virtuelle Islandsk, which is a website which has videos, all in Icelandic, subtitles, blah blah blah. And there's another guy on YouTube who gave that as a resource to another guy on YouTube, and he said he used that a bit of that extensively to gain his grasp on Icelandic. So I think that one is also a good website. I've looked at it, and it's quite intense. So I think it's really good for listening comprehension. So yeah, those are what I found so far to be the best resources on Icelandic. Obviously there is more, and if people know more, then let me know. Or I'm sure there is more. I haven't done a full extensive look, but for the moment those are the ones I found. It's really frustrating that there's not enough resources for Icelandic, or that the actual resources there are really rare. It kind of, it's really disappointing that it's so hard to find resources. Whereas, I could type in something for French and I could get millions upon millions of resources. And yet a small language like Icelandic is so much harder to find, which is really, I understand that it's a small language, but I just thought, like, when there was no Lonely Planet phrasebook for Icelandic on its own, I was like, oh, why not? Why hasn't someone done that? Or there's no recently published, excluding the one online, Icelandic English Icelandic dictionary, which also frustrated me. I was quite shocked. But I suppose, it's just how it is, and I hope in the future it changes, or someone, we can make a good Icelandic English dictionary, or any other ones. But for the moment, I guess this is the best it can work with, and it speaks a lot of volumes to people wanting to learn these sort of, I'm cautious to say minority languages, but it speaks a lot to your patience, your dedication, your attitude as a learner, to put in the time and the effort and the hard work with such a limited amount of resources. I've seen, I might put the link in the description about, there's a guy who, he is Canadian, was it 13? I think he took 3 years and he learned Icelandic. He put a video on YouTube, and then he was interviewed on Icelandic TV. And he was all the way in Canada, and he managed to do it. He put in that much. He was really dedicated and put in that much time that he managed to learn. He got to a good level of Icelandic in 3 years, and enough so that he could actually communicate with them on with an Icelandic native on TV station. So that's actually really, really cool. So yeah, those are just a few of the Icelandic resources. Obviously, I'll update more when I've got when I get the book, and I can show you and post some videos about how the Icelandic's going and how I'm finding it. But I just wanted to share that because I know on YouTube there's not really a lot of stuff for Icelandic. There's a few guys on there who do some stuff, but I thought it'd be good just to add a reference or a video just with some resources for anyone who was interested in learning Icelandic. So yeah, let me know how it's going, and how or if you started Icelandic, how it's going, or if you are an Icelandic speaker, if there's anything else you could recommend, or if you've already learned Icelandic, feel free to let me know, or add some resources that you've used or that exist. But yeah, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later.